We begin in Macomb, Alabama. It's the 1930s, and the air is so thick you can practically feel the humidity. Our narrator is Jean Louise Scout Finch, but she's looking back from adulthood. She introduces us to her father, Atticus, a man who treats his children like developing adults, and her brother, Jem. The first 10 minutes of our story are bathed in the golden light of childhood. We meet Dill, the pint-sized visionary who visits every summer. Their world is small. It's the radius of their street, the porch of their cook, Calpurnia, and the terrifying, silent mystery of the Radley place. Arthur Boo Radley is the neighborhood ghost. The town says he stabbed his father with scissors. The kids say he eats raw squirrels. But notice the subtle clues. A shutter moves when they look at the house. This isn't a horror story. It's a story about the stories we tell to hide our fears. As the years crawl by, the child's play of the Radley mystery starts to intersect with the harsh reality of Macomb's social hierarchy. Atticus is a lawyer, and he's been given a case that the town doesn't want him to win. He's defending Tom Robinson, a black man accused of a crime against a white woman, Mayella Ewell. We see the town's usual disease, racism, start to seep into Scout and Jem's lives. They are bullied at school, they are insulted by their own family at Christmas. But Atticus remains the moral anchor. This is where he gives the Mockingbird speech. He tells the kids they can shoot all the blue jays they want, but remember, it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. Why? Because mockingbirds don't eat up people's gardens or nest in corn cribs. They don't do one thing but make music for us to enjoy. This is the central metaphor, the destruction of innocence. The middle of our hour is dominated by the heat of the courtroom. The children sneak into the colored balcony to watch. Atticus's defense is a masterpiece of logic. He proves that Mayella's injuries, a black eye on her right side, could only have been caused by a left-handed man. Tom Robinson's left arm is a withered, useless limb, mangled in a cotton gin. The real culprit is clearly her father, Bob Ewell, the white trash patriarch of Macomb, who caught his daughter reaching out for human connection and beat her for it. The tension peaks when Tom takes the stand. He utters the fatal words. He felt sorry for Mayella. In the Jim Crow South, a black man feeling sorry for a white woman was a social death sentence. The jury deliberates for hours, a miracle in itself, but the verdict comes back, guilty. We watch through Jem's eyes as his faith in humanity shatters. He realizes that the people of Macomb aren't the best people in the world. The trial is over, but the poison remains. Bob Ewell, though he won the case, was humiliated by Atticus in court. He wants blood. On a pitch-black night after a school pageant, Scout, dressed in a ridiculous wire-framed ham costume, and Jem are walking home. They hear footsteps, not the patter of a friend, but the heavy crunch of a killer. The attack is frantic. Jem's arm is snapped. Scout is squeezed until she can't breathe. Suddenly, a fourth person enters the fray. There is a scuffle, a dull thud, and then silence. A man carries the unconscious Jem back to the Finch house. The finale is quiet. The man in the corner of the room isn't a monster. He's a pale, trembling man named Arthur. Scout looks at him and says the two most important words in the book. "Hey, Boo." The sheriff, Heck Tate, decides to protect Boo. He refuses to report that Boo killed Bob Ewell to save the children. He insists Bob fell on his knife. To put Boo Radley, a shy, gentle soul, into the spotlight of a trial would be like killing a mockingbird. The story ends with Scout walking Boo home. She stands on his porch and looks out at the street. She sees the last 3 years from his perspective. She realizes that Boo wasn't a phantom. He was a neighbor who had been watching over his children all along. She goes home, Atticus tucks her in, and the tired old town finally sleeps.